So we want you to listen to this sister here before we play Farrakhan himself. So we want you to listen to this sister here. Believe you me. Powerful, powerful data. Right there. Come on. No bother kidding now. Alright, here we go now.
Allah has blessed us with a man in the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan to give us vision, leadership, and guidance. He teaches us that we are the most fearless generation to ever be produced, and that this current generation of youth will bring about the total liberation of our people. So we encourage all young people to accept that challenge to be the agents of change that we desire.
Yes, sir. And we thank Allah that we have been given a man that has a vision for us and have given us purpose.
That's right.
A purpose for our lives. A purpose that is much bigger than ourselves. And that cause is the cause of freedom, justice, and equality. And we are so happy to be here for Holy Day of Atonement and know that the youth back and love the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. Thank you all. Assalamu alaikum.
Come on, brothers and sisters, let's keep it together for the youth. Let's keep it together for the youth. You know, at the Million Man March, they asked was women represented at the Million Man March? And the answer was a resounding yes. Throughout America, throughout the world, women sent their husband, their children, their brother out, and women spoke on the Day of Atonement, the night that on October the 16th, 1995, we had many women speaking. We have a sister that's here that is our national MGT captain, but she's also from Haiti. She once has versed in several languages, but she's training young women and women how to be women. She's a fantastic representation of what it is, not just to be an MGT, but to be a woman. This is our national MGT captain, Sister Sandy Muhammad.
In the name of Allah, the Beneficent, the Merciful, we give him praise and we give him thanks for his love and mercy to all of the members of the human family. That every nation has received a messenger from God, a prophet from God, a guide from the Almighty God. We thank him for Abraham to Moses, and we thank him from Jesus to Muhammad. As part of a people that has been destroyed by nearly 500 years of slavery and colonization, I could never thank Allah enough for his intervention in our affairs in the person of Master Farad Muhammad. We thank him for raising one from among us that would reform us, that would guide us, that would lead us back into the path of God's favor. We thank him for the eternal leader of the nation of Islam, the most honorable Elijah Muhammad. Yes, and we thank them both for leaving a man with us who loved black people with all of his heart, with all of his mind, with all of his soul, with all of his strength, that he has sacrificed his life, he has sacrificed his family, he has sacrificed all for the freedom of black people, not just in America, but in Jamaica, in the Caribbean, all over the planet Earth. He is a man with no fear in his heart. He is a man that does not bow down to Satan. He is a divine reminder to the entire world. No matter what color you are, class, creed, he is the honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. It is in their names that I greet the mighty people of God with the greeting words of peace of Assalamu alaikum. I would like to first thank the beautiful people of Jamaica and Nation of Islam. Help me to thank the beautiful people of Jamaica for welcoming us to your beautiful country. We love Jamaica and we love the Jamaican people. We are all the sons and daughters of Africa that has been destroyed and damaged and divided by slavery, divided by colonization. But as we were separated and divided yesterday, today a change has come in the person of Farrakhan. As a woman in the Nation of Islam, who come from humble roots, as my family are from the island of Haiti, and to all of my Haitian massive sakpase. That's right. We black people in America are intimately tied with the Caribbean, and we owe a great debt to the Caribbean. So as my brother David says, the Caribbean gave us Marcus Garvey. The Caribbean gave us George Padmore. The Caribbean gave us C.L.R. James. The Caribbean gave us Edward Blyden. Haiti Sherry gave us Toussaint Louverture. The Caribbean, St. Kitts in Jamaica, how indebted are we to you? Because you gave us the mother and the father of the boldest black man on the face of the planet Earth. That's why we love you, Jamaica. We love you, St. Kitts. So we owe a tremendous debt to the Caribbean. And we must know that we are one family, having the similar roots, having similar struggle, suffered under the wickedness of slavery, suffered under the wickedness of colonization and injustice. So that means that we all have to fight for our freedom and our justice, and we must continue to fight for our freedom, justice, and independence. So now guess what? We are in need of repair of the damage that the enemy had inflicted on us, that we are still suffering from that today. So as the people of Jamaica and all over the Caribbean discuss the hot topic of reparation, well, I got news for you. We want to share with the world that we have been given a supreme wisdom, a supreme knowledge that is repairing us, the black man and the black woman of America, of nearly 500 years of slavery, colonization, and injustice. Well, how can you tell that there's a great repair happening to the so-called Negro? Well, to the people of Jamaica, I give you the Nation of Islam. I give you the FOI. I give you the MGP, the women that are arrayed in white garments. When you look at us, Jamaica, look at the women. You have to say, good God Almighty, there's a mighty work happening in America. Look at the beautiful women. So why do I specifically say to look at the women? The Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan taught us that the standard of civilization is not judged by the man, brother. Sorry. But the standard of civilization, the way you can tell how high a civilization is, it is measured and judged by the condition of the female. There is no reformation there is no reformation if the black woman is not reformed first. There is no reparation if the black woman is not repaired first. Why? The Honorable Elijah Muhammad taught us that 75% of the work is with the woman and 25% is with the man. When you teach a man, you teach an individual. But when you teach a woman, you teach an entire nation. When you reform a man, you reform an individual. But when you reform a woman, you reform an entire nation. So how important are you, black woman, to the rise and the continued rise of Jamaica? How important are you, black woman, to the rise of the Caribbean? How important is the black woman to the rise of the whole entire world? She is the most important part of reformation. So the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan tells us why. He says that she possesses the rule, the laboratory wherein are fashioned those who will inhabit the world. The rule is where she co-operates, and that she is an assistant to Almighty God for the transformation, the reformation, and the final completion of the human being. It was she, by Allah's grace and mercy, that gave birth to Abraham. It was she, by Allah's grace and mercy, that gave birth to Moses. Jesus had to come by Mary before he got to God. It was she, by Allah's grace and mercy, that gave birth to Muhammad. So it is by God's permission that every great prophet came through her. Every great thinker came through her. Every great scientist, every great person, all of you came through the womb of your mother. So how important is the woman, specifically the black woman, to the rise of our people? So the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan said that men, and I know I'm talking to men who understand God, love God, know the workings of God, will kill nations to protect the womb of their woman. And so we in the Nation of Islam, we have such men called the F.O.I. And if you want to know more, come and hear the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. The woman has been repaired, or she is being repaired. We are taught how to sew. We are taught the dressing room of our ancestors, so now we dress in a way where men could not know the beauty of our form, but they will come to know the beauty of our mind, of our expression, of our face. We make our clothes and do not allow Satan to dress us and degrade us. We are taught how to cook. We are taught how to rear our children. We are taught how to take good care of that black man. All right, MGP. So we thank Allah for the Honorable Elijah Muhammad and the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, because they said that the black woman must be highly educated, cultivated, refined, respected, and protected. So I want you to open up your minds, open up your heart, open up your soul to the words of the man that is making a mighty change in America and all over the world. I love you all very much. May Allah bless you. Assalamu alaikum.
I say you can call all your friends who never go to the arena. If them want to hear what Farrakhan did say in the arena, we have the entire speech right us up on RFM. As we are saying, we don't know if we can play the whole light tonight, but we look like we can play the whole light because we kind of edit out a whole heap of the other things them where did say, except for the little sister where here we just play a while ago, because we feel such it was very powerful. So we are going to play the Farrakhan speech. Yes.
The merciful. We thank him for his greatness, his goodness, and his mercy to the human family. Throughout history, whenever any member of the human family strays from his straight path and earns his displeasure, before he punishes, he always raises from among that people a prophet or a messenger to whom he gives what is called scripture or divine revelation, by means of which he guides those who will hear back to his straight path and once again into his favor. We thank Allah for Moses and the Israelite prophets that gave us the Torah or the Old Testament. We thank him for Jesus and the apostles who gave us the Injil or the gospel and the New Testament. We thank him for Prophet Muhammad ibn Abdullah, through whom the final revelation came into the world, verifying the truth of all of the teachings of the former prophets. We thank Allah for Prophet Muhammad and all of the worthy prophets that came before him. I am a student of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, and I could never thank Allah enough for his merciful intervention in our affairs, in the person of Master Farrakhan Muhammad, to whom praise is due forever, the great Mahdi, or guide, who came to North America to get the black man and woman of America up from the foot of our former slave masters and their children, to civilize us, to make a new nation out of us, and then spread that guidance that he deposited in us and with us to all of humanity, starting with black people in the West Indies, in Central and South America, in Africa, in the Isles of the Pacific, the indigenous people of the earth, and then all who suffer under white supremacy. I thank Allah, and I greet all of you with the greeting words of peace. We say it in the Arabic language, Assalamu alaikum. Thank you to the government and people of Jamaica for their warm and gracious reception of us through customs, through the airport, on the highways. We have felt very much at home. I have always come to Jamaica by myself, sometimes with my family, my wife, my children, but I never came like I came this time. There's a scripture in the Bible that says, you can tell a tree by the fruit it bears, but you can tell a man by his works. So what we brought to Jamaica is a sample of the work of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, which is a proof that a new teacher has come among us. And no matter how good the brothers look and how handsome and clean we are, you don't judge civilization by a man. You judge the measure of that civilization by women. And the sisters of the Nation of Islam stopped traffic everywhere they went. Degree of civilization civilized behavior. When they watched us in the hotels or wherever we met each other, we shook each other's hands and hugged each other, because the hallmark of the Nation of Islam is the love of the brotherhood. And where there is love, there is life, and where there is love, there is the presence of God. Now, you saw the brothers opening doors for the sisters, helping to carry their bags, making sure that they were safe wherever they went, because it is part of our teaching and training to lay down our lives for the honor of our women. We will never be respected as a people until we show honor, love, and respect for our women. It is against the law in the Nation of Islam for any man to strike his wife. And any man that strikes a woman is showing his mental incapacity to handle the woman. Therefore, in the Nation of Islam, men must grow into the wisdom of God that will allow us to deal with our families without acrimony and bitterness. Now, we are not perfect. I have to make that clear. But any man that strikes the sister, and we know about it, they get excommunicated for a period of time until they learn how to manage their anger so that they never strike the mother of their children, the one who is born to give us solace and comfort and guidance and help. Never, never allow your children to see the male in a household strike the female. So I thought that in coming to Jamaica, you've seen me before, some of you. You've heard me before, some of you. But my work on behalf of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad speaks for itself. Jamaica, you are a pearl in the Caribbean. So much has come to the world from this island in the sun. This island is special. You always punch above your weight. But today, I want you to bathe in the sunlight of God and His truth, that we may truly be an island not only in the physical sun, but an island bathed in the light of God, that we become an exemplary nation, an exemplary people that can continue the legacy of the heroes that we will honor tomorrow, that we have honored here today. They have done their work, and we are the beneficiaries of what they did. The question is, what are we doing? What are we doing to finish the work? Because the work is not done. I thank all those who spoke in front of me. I enjoyed some of what I heard. I enjoyed my brother Luciano and the mighty Gabby. Where is Gabby? He's in the audience. Oh, where's Luciano? He didn't come, but he serenaded you well last night. Oh, here he is. I want you to know that our young ministers, Brother Nuri, stand. Brother Ishmael, stand. They spoke in the prison yesterday. And they spoke so well that the authorities in the prison are allowing the inmates to hear what we have to say throughout the entire prison system. Thank you. You may ask, Farrakhan, why would you hug mighty Gabby from Barbados and the great Luciano from Jamaica? But let me tell you, the cultural community is the community that will save the world and continue the legacy. I may make a speech, but one song, as Bob Marley proved, one song can wake up nations. So the cultural community must rise and be infused with the ideas that lead to liberation. So today, I am so happy to be here, and I thank all of the brothers and sisters who made this journey. And I hope that Jamaica will inspire you to tell others and come back again and again and again, because this is my father's home, therefore it is my home, therefore it is your home. Christian family, I want you to know that I am a Muslim, Christian too. You say, Farrakhan, how could you be that? You must be confused. No, I'm not confused. You must be confused. No, I'm not confused. The knowledge that I have received from the Honorable Elijah Muhammad is so deep that it makes me sick to see people who believe in God acting as though they never believed anything at all. Muslims killing Muslims. Muslims and Christians killing each other. And you may wonder, who are we? We are the nation of Islam. We are here to reform the whole world of religion. Because the whole world of religion has failed to civilize humanity and cause them to walk the righteous path of the prophets. Religion needs to be reformed. Going to church is fine. Going to the mosque or masjid is fine. Going to the synagogue is fine. Going to any place of worship is fine. But the problem is not with those who believe. The problem is in the streets. And if we are not actively engaged where the crime is, where the violence is, where the decadence is, where the need is, then we are not with Jesus. We are not with Moses and the prophets, nor are we with Muhammad. Peace be upon these worthy servants of God. The Quran talks about the uphill road, and it asks the question, what will make you know what the uphill road is? And the first thing it says the uphill road is to free a slave. To feed the hungry and orphan, and to raise the people that are lying in the dust. That's our work in the nation of Islam. I love these heroes. I got chills as I saw the great ones on the screen that have passed before us. I do not intend to go out of this world whimpering. I do not intend to go out of this world bowing down to the forces that have destroyed us as a people.
A new truck?
No, man, I'm the same one from long time.
But you never buy your same time as me. How your sound so? It's so powerful same way.
Well, boss, I started using the new Ursa High Mileage 25W60 diesel engine oil. The high viscosity helps keep the engine oil pressure up. Plus, it protects the seals. I hardly burn oil now, you know. So my truck stays just like me. Powerful. Use Ursa High Mileage 25W60 engine oil to bring your aging powerful engine back to life.
Our left and ear, live MVP full block, Saturday, October the 25th, the place to be, Lime Golf Academy, performing live, Sizzla, Miniman, Ladison, Ninja Man, Elephant Man, Gibrich, Aishana, Dingda, Winko, Gimarki, Music by Stone Love, and the Billboard Selector, Bum Bum, the hype, flavor unit. Admission $1,000 pre-sold, 15 minutes at the gate. VIP 3,005, pre-sold. They don't know $4,000 at the gate. It's a go slap, what?
Magnum Follow Your Soul. Saturday, October 25th, Pines Plaza Junction, St. Elizabeth. Hosted by Wall on the Wall host featuring Flavor Unit. Ready, Crazy Chris and King Ghetto. Cash prize $250,000. So now go down. Tell them no giving no argument. Come follow your sound. No giving no statement. No indecent language, no profanity, no discrimination. 18 to drink, 18 to enter. ID required. Drink responsibly. 800 pre-sold. Those are the gate. VIP 1500. Face off start 10 p.m. charge. Sponsored by Magnum Rain of your White Room. Stage TV. Party response. Iron FM. Kia Motors and Mellow FM. Magnum, follow your soul.
GSK Entertainment would like to pick up all their sponsors.
Ray and Nephew Rum Cream,
Lime MVP,
Stones Ginger One,
Trojan Condoms,
Superior Honda,
Water. Get your tickets at Petcom Robin, Genius Pharmacy, Extras, Glitter, Mellow Vibes,
Double Trouble. Saturday, October 25 at Mascot.
18 years and older to drink. ID required. Please drink responsibly.
Outer road, red stripe, take over. If you a walk or a drive, pull over. Take your time for your ride on the side of the vibe for the night, 18 and over. When you see the cruiser, then you know it. When you see the red stripe, you know it. When you see the crowd, I get it, then when you see the cruiser, then you know it. When you see the red stripe, you know it. When you see the crowd, I get it, then
Red Stripe Big Vibes, coming to a bar near you.
Must be 18 years and older to drink. ID required. Drink responsibly.
This is the age of the bigger, better network. Digital agents, Agent DG and Y are on a mission. Operation Bigger, Better Value. Jamaica will know that Digicel has the best island-wide coverage. 92% 4G data coverage. 99% voice coverage. The newest phones, latest technology, and award-winning customer service.
Benefits in your hand, value in your pocket.
REFM. Thought-provoking. Always smoking. Lyrics like a bazooka. You are listening to Muta Baruka.
I'm 81 years of age. But I have many more years by the grace of God in front of me. But every second, every minute, every day, every week, every month, every year, I'll be walking the path of the heroes that we admire. They never punked out. They fought the enemy until death came to them. And you are not worthy to walk to Heroes Park and pay honor to them unless you are willing to walk that path and live your life and die fighting for the liberation of your people. In the scriptures it reads, in the book of Matthew, the 24th chapter, as lightning shineth from the east even unto the west, so shall the coming of the Son of Man be. Notice the direction of this Son of Man. He's coming out of the east, but his movement is to the west. And the scripture goes on. It says, for wheresoever the eagles are gathered together, there will the carcass be. You and I, particularly in America, are the carcass, the remains of a once great people. Ezekiel saw us as dry bones in the valley. The bones were talking to each other. Like you talk. Like we talk. Our hope is lost. Our bones are dry. We are cut off from our part. But God told another son of man who met with the Son of Man. Son of man, go and preach to these bones. Give them the word as I have given it to you. And when he preached to the bones shook. The bones rattled. And I'm sure when you finish hearing the word that I'm about to give you, you shake. You rattle. And like all the great ones that came before us, we cheered them. Go ahead, Right Honorable Marcus Garvey. Go ahead, Michael Manley. Go ahead, Che Guevara. Go ahead, Fidel Castro. But what happened? After the lecture was over, we went back to business as usual, and white supremacy still flourishes. So today, we don't want just some bones shaking, rattling, because the Son of Man had preached to those bones for a long time. And he went back to his sender. And he said the shaking and rattling, they're not coming together. Did you hear me? They're not coming together. So the Lord said to the Son of Man, don't speak to them. Prophesy unto the winds. And when the winds blow on these bones that are the slain of God, they're going to stand up. But listen to what they're going to look like when they stand up. They will stand up an exceedingly great army. I'm going to say it again. Army. An army of men and women, militant, strong, disciplined, walking with purpose, living with purpose, knowing the enemy that the army must march against, knowing that Jesus the Master, when they saw him coming back, he had a sword in his hand. It was dripping with blood. And he wasn't killing calf and sheep. He had 10,000 with him. He came to declare war on those that had destroyed his people. Oh, I love that scripture. We are not a people to go along, to get along. You that think like that, your day is over. Your children will rise against parents. Your people will rise against accommodationist leadership. face of the enemy, scratching when we don't itch, bending and bowing like we are some subservient slave. Your children want to see you stand up. And while I'm on that point, when the winds blew on the slain of God, so you don't even realize you've been put to death. That's why Bob Marley had to sing to you. That's why people have to preach to you. Because if you were alive, oh, Jamaica would be so great. Yes, sir. If you were alive, the Caribbean would be united. If you were alive, but your bones are scattered. And the enemy made sure that you would never find the path of unity. The enemy didn't want, even in the British West Indies, that the islanders from one island would go to another island and meet their brother and sister. They made it difficult for travel between the islands, and that is going on right now. If we were united, why should we have to fly to Miami before we can go to our neighbor in Barbados or in Belize or in Trinidad? Accept it. No more. No more. You won't get what you don't have the courage to demand. You will not get what you don't have the will to bring into existence what you demand. We are dead people, and God has come to give us life.
Yes, Farrakhan at 19th anniversary of the Million Man March right here in Arena last Sunday. So we're going to come forward to him. The time is 1 minute past 12 o'clock.
Life into us. When the whites saw us walking, they knew these are not my children. This is not the product that we made. When you see us, when you hear us, when you come in our midst, you know you're meeting a different student from a different teacher. You love Malcolm X? He came from a great teacher. You love Muhammad Ali? He came from a great teacher. You love Louis Farrakhan? He came from a great teacher. So today I want to introduce you to the teacher who made us as we are, that you can be made the same. All of the heads of the CARICOM nations agreed that reparatory justice or reparations is what we must seek. They're right, but it will never happen if we say we must go to England and beg them. You know how you do to us. Yes. But let me tell you, at the top, you will compromise. You can't help yourself. Listen to me good. Your people can't take a compromise on the position of reparatory justice. If those of us at the top get a wink from the Queen, we are ready to throw in the towel. They heard our cry. You can't come back to us like that. Unless the movement for reparations, though it is heralded at the top, does not come up from the masses of the people, then you that are the classes will never bring what you're seeking to your people. Are you listening? See, you've been trained by them. And the more of their education you have, the more of them is in you. No, I'm going to prove my point in a minute. You boast in your degrees from them. That you can sit and meet with them. That you can go and be knighted by them. And get to be called sir. Whenever we talk to each other, we say sir. We don't have to go to London to be made sir. We know who we are. We are descendants of the originator of the heavens and the earth, and we were born sir. Came here to show the world that there is a balm in Gilead to make the wounded whole. There is a balm in Gilead to heal the sin-sick soul. You do not need to ask your former slave and colonial masters to repair you. They don't have the wisdom to do it, nor do they have the will to do it. Has brought the repair of the indigenous, the black man and woman. It's in the wisdom. It will come in your unity, then you can make a demand. And your demand will have to be heard because it's not coming from a few that they control. You didn't hear that, did you? They have a system of control that we're going to break up today by the grace of God. Why shouldn't we break up the system that has destroyed us? Why would you accept Norman Manley, who was fierce in his cry for independence, as Jamaica's first premier? But under Bustamante, you became independent, and I'm going to put that in quotes. You got a flag, it's beautiful. You got one of the most beautiful anthems in the world. And you got a seat in the United Nations. Big up for you. But independence, you don't have that yet. Independence, you don't have that yet. Brothers and sisters, how could we be independent and then allowing ourselves to continue to function under the institutions of our former colonial and slave masters? My teacher taught me that if a man won't treat you right, what will make you think he will teach you right? So you mean you're gonna put your children under a system made by your enemies and theirs? If you want to be free, the first thing you have to think about is what kind of education should we possess that will allow us to continue what Norman Manley and Bustamante and Michael Manley, the journey that they put us on, it ain't over yet. So you don't have nothing to celebrate if you're not marching toward the goal of true liberation, true independence. Now, what kind of education are you receiving? Well, we are under the British system. I think that's a problem. How do I know that? Because you have not proved in the 50 years of your independence that you are not still bound to your former colonial and slave masters. When Sister Portia came into her second time of office, I was somewhere in the United States and I read, she said, we need to move toward being a republic. I don't know, did you hear that?
Yes, sir.
She said we need to say goodbye to the Queen. Not disrespectful. We need to say to the Governor General, you're a good man. No. But no longer should you be the Queen's representative as the head of state. Don't you think we can handle our affairs? That's what independence means. Some of you mothers and fathers, you rear your children, they leave your house if they back the next week. Mama, can I borrow some sugar and tea? She said, well, what you left for? If you can't go out and make it on your own, then you should have stayed in the room that I gave you. So now you're coming back. That's how white people look at you. I give you independence. You don't want to take it. Your educators should be developing an educational system that frees your mind from white supremacy influence. Seems like you agree.
Yes, sir.
Then let's look at the education that is coming to our children and coming to ourselves. Recently, you started doing good, you know. You put Mr. Garvey and his teaching in the school. That's a good start. It's a good start. But let me tell you something. You know, feeling good, you know. I got so much to give, but I know you didn't bring your pajamas, so I can't keep you till the night. No, I can't take too much time, because I want to say it. But all of this will be in a book, so you can study the principles that we're going to articulate in brief today. We have to develop a new educational system that is in harmony with our nature, that feeds the gift of God in our being, and when you are properly educated, you look at what God has put under your foot. The wealth of Jamaica under your foot. Proper education will allow you to develop the wealth that is under your foot. Jamaica, listen. How much debt are you in for food coming? You mean to tell me you're free, but your mouth and your stomach is in the possession of of your former colonial and slave master, and you wonder why you're getting sick and dying with all kind of disease? The land of Jamaica is rich. It is arable. In the University of the West Indies, you must teach agriculture. Not the technical side of, what you call it, agricultural economics, or, learning how to research. No. Learn how to take your land, produce a product, then learn how to market that product in your own house, then learn how to sell the surplus to nations around you and abroad, giving you trade and commerce. 60% of the GDP of Jamaica is produced by tourism. Don't be mad at me. You gotta think. That's all I'm here to do, make you think. Because if you think right, then you're gonna walk right. So I'm not displeased with you, no. But we can do better if we knew better. You mean to say that if I ask the children in Jamaica, how many of you would like to be a farmer? No. Me no want nothing to do with farming, I did that. Cutting cane and raising banana for the white man. Yeah. He became rich because you worked the land for him. You paved the streets in London. So when you go to London and look around, you're looking at what your slave labor produced for England and for Europe. Why couldn't you take what you did to make them wealthy and make yourself wealthy? The average age of the farmer is between 62 and 67 years of age. So the farmers are dying off, and there's no young farmers. Because you think farming is a degraded profession. Me want to be lawyer, doctor, engineer. That's good. But engineer eat, doctor eat, lawyer eat, prostitute eat, pimp eat, Rasta eat, Muslim eat, Christian eat. What is wrong with you that you can't feed your people, feed the region, feed the world? Did you know Christian family? Did you know from the book of Genesis what the first labor was? Thank you, sir. You know, I'm talking to a wise man out there, you know. When the scripture says God created all of this wonder, and then he said, but there was no man to till the ground.
That was the purpose for Adam. He put him in a garden that he had to what? You didn't hear me. Farming is hard work. But when you're farming for yourself, I have a little farm in Michigan, and I'm encouraging the believers, pool your resources, buy land. Learn how to produce your food. You may say now, why should we do that? Let me tell you in a few minutes. Why they have the West Indies not farming. Africa is not farming. Europe, America, New Zealand, Australia feeding us. I turned on the television the other morning and I saw a program that inspired me. Family farming. They were talking about Jamaicans taking the land around them and growing food. You can grow the food that you eat in a pot in your house. That's right. We are doing it. That's right. We have been taught how to create soil. I didn't say look at soil, I said create it. Because you know, every time you bury the dead, what do you say? From the earth he came, to the earth he now returns. But where do you think you're going in death? You return. This body is made from the flesh of the earth. The vegetation of the earth is what gives you your skin. The stone of the earth is what gives you bone. The water of the earth gives you your blood. Look at your body. It's rivers. It's streams. It's hills and valleys. You are the microcosm of the earth itself and the universe itself. But you are not taking care of the temple of the living God. You are responsible for what goes in your mouth. So if you don't know the value of the earth and you don't know how to purify that earth from the poisons that the enemy is giving you to use as pesticides. These pesticides are killing the ecosystem of the earth that is absolutely necessary to produce products that are filled with the minerals that give you good nutrition. Are you listening? We got to break away from the imposition of our colonial and slave masters. It's not hateful. That's right. Breaking away is what children do when they mature. They're thankful to their parents for what they received, but now they're out on their own. Breaking away from our former colonial and slave masters is what we started with in our independence movements, but we never took it as far as it should be taken. In order for us to become a regional power with a voice that could, that would, revolutionary growth and development, it was only a matter of time before these islands that were subjected to European authority would want to be free from that subjection. So look, as a result of your not breaking away enough, your evolution toward real independence and true freedom has been thwarted. What do you think it means in the scriptures? In the book of Revelations, God is talking to his people. He says, come out of her, my people. Come out, that you may not be partakers of her sins and her plagues, for her sins have reached unto heaven. This is talking about ancient Babylon, but it's also talking about a mystery Babylon, which is a world system of evil that is controlling and dominating our lives. Come out of her.
GLK Entertainment would like to pick up all their sponsors.
Ray and Nephew Rum Cream,
Lime MVP,
Stones Ginger One,
Trojan Condoms,
Superior Honda,
Water. Get your tickets at Petcom the Robin, Gino's Pharmacy, Extras, Glitter, Mellow Vibes,
Double Trouble. Saturday, October 25 at Mascan. 18
years and older to drink. IE required. Please drink responsibly.
Mondays, 9 to 11 p.m. on IRFM. You're invited to be part of a wicked sporting showcase. It's What's the Score? What's the Score? Our interactive sports program. Humorously spiced with warm-hearted delicacy. We are conservative.
Put it this way, if you fire one bullet and it does the job, you don't have to empty your gun, eh?
We play big ball. What's the Score? Always scores. Our biting microscope zooms in on topical sporting issues.
The fight of the century.
Luis Suarez. What's the Score on IRFM? Mirrors both sides of a sporting coin. Even the bitter pills to swallow.
Germany in seventh heaven. Brazil in footballing hell.
What's the Score? What's the Score? Brought to you courtesy of Flow, Watch, Talk, Click. Red Stripe Football Mondays. Grab a red stripe, start the game. Miracle Water Colloidal Silver in pharmacies island-wide. Call 573-7933. And the Total Tools Rental Sales and Repairs. Ocho Port Antonio and the Slide Road, Kingston.
Woman Things at it again.
With great products at the best prices anywhere.
It's the October Price Buster sale at Woman Things.
Lowest prices on items all across the store. Upstairs, downstairs, and round every corner.
American Standard bathroom fixtures, windows, doors, and tiles galore.
They have the largest variety of porcelain, mosaics, and ceramic tiles anywhere.
And all the latest designer styles and sizes.
So don't let the Home and Things October Price Buster sale miss you.
Prices so small you can hardly see them at all.
Home and Things, brands you know, brands you can trust.
GLK Entertainment would like to pick up all their sponsors.
Ray and Nephew Rum Cream,
Lime MVP,
Stones Ginger One,
Trojan Condoms,
Superior Honda,
Water. Get your tickets at Petcom the Robin, Gino's Pharmacy, Extras, Glitter, Mellow Vibes,
Double Trouble. Saturday, October 25 at Mascan.
18 years and older to drink. IE required. Please drink responsibly.
Woman Things at it again.
With great products at the best prices anywhere.
It's the October Price Buster sale at Woman Things.
The lowest prices on items all across the store. Upstairs, downstairs, and round every corner.
American Standard bathroom fixtures, windows, doors, and tiles galore.
They have the largest variety of porcelain, mosaics, and ceramic tiles anywhere.
And all the latest designer styles and sizes.
So don't let the Home and Things October Price Buster sale miss you.
Prices so small you can hardly see them at all.
Home and Things, brands you know, brands you can trust.
The first major title of the 2014 women football season will be decided this Saturday. The Waterhouse Mini Stadium comes alive as the indomitable Barbicans square off with Los Perfectos in the final of the Sherwin-Williams Colorscape Knockout Competition. Come see the island's finest talent in women football. Battle for the $100,000 prize money and bragging rights. Admission free. Sponsored by Sherwin-Williams, Water, Jamaica Observer, and Irish Food.
Yeah, this is the Coaching Edge on RFM. You know, I listen to his tape here and I say, well, it's from my evening at the arena. I say, why? What him said this so where we not say pan the two program them. It's like a book out there, so I'm me and him go read the same book and I send the same message. What is it that Farrakhan said that the listeners never hear yet? As a matter of fact, most times when we bring a speaker in a Jamaica, especially when I bring a speaker in a Jamaica, when we have them on the radio, the same thing where we are saying years in, that the same message these speakers come with. So the people them apparently want to hear it from outside sources because we have been saying the exact things them with Farrakhan I say on the radio every week. We continue the journey. Louis Farrakhan in the national arena, the 19th anniversary of the Million Man March.
So if you can break away, oh man, I know, man, saying to the Queen, you know, why should you be singing God Save the Queen? You're the one in need of salvation. You should be saying, God save us from the Queen. Disrespect the Queen? No. We thank you for all you did and didn't do. We thank you. But now we have to do something for ourselves. And I'm sure the Queen will respect you for it. But at first, they're going to fight you. That's right. They're going to make it hard for you. Yeah, they're making it real hard already. They're frightening you because they know it's time for you to leave. Look at this. Where's that? Bring that board over here. I want you to see how skillful the enemy has been. Right here. Do you have a pointer? Now, this is the Caribbean. And it touches Mexico. Give me a mic. The Caribbean touches Mexico, Belize, Guatemala, Honduras, Nicaragua, San Jose, Panama, Colombia, Venezuela, and of course out here is the Atlantic. But this is the Caribbean. Now, here's how smart the enemy is. They fight each other, you know, over the spoils of the Caribbean. So we were colonized by the British. So what language you speak? You speak English, but you're not an Englishman, are you? I don't know. In the system of jurisprudence, I see you put on wig. You know, when you put something on your head, you know, that's telling you what's under the wig. It's his system. You're not getting justice under his system. You have to create a system that will give you justice. Now look at this. Are we the sons and daughters of Africa? We didn't come here on no cruise ship. So if you didn't come on a cruise ship, look at where the majority of blacks from Africa in this Western Hemisphere were brought to Brazil. I'm going to tell you something in a minute. This is Portuguese. Venezuela, Spanish is the language. Colombia, Spanish. Panama, Nicaragua, Honduras, Guatemala, Mexico, Spanish. But that's your family. You don't think much of your family. Because now, the same hatred of the Spanish for the British and the Spaniards for the French is bred into you through their educational system. So you don't have proper respect for your brothers and sisters that are right here in Cuba. Is that your family? They're in Haiti. That's French. In Santo Domingo, Spanish. In Puerto Rico, Spanish. In Aruba, Dutch. And down here, Portuguese. Now that's our family, spread out like that. How can you communicate with them if you don't know the language? So what kind of educational system are you developing when you don't develop the children to be able to communicate with the members of our family that are spread throughout this whole region? So the first barrier to our unity regionally is language. How do we correct a language barrier? From the babies, you start teaching. In Africa, your African brothers and sisters sometimes speak 3, 4, 5 languages. Don't you sell your children short. They're only short because their mama is a shorty. They're only short because their teacher is a shorty. But if you got the wisdom and the desire to unite your family, then you should. From the and the desire to unite your family, then you should, from the kindergarten, start teaching languages that will allow us to connect with all of our people in the hemisphere. Now watch this. Yeah. Now look at this. Here's a man, the Europeans, when they capture us, our women are their prize. That's why your backside is called booty. I'm not being vulgar. Shake your booty. Because you know that when the male member of a stranger captures and destroys the power of the male that is supposed to be your protector, then you become the prey in the hands of the conqueror. Now look at their minds. This is Jamaica. Look at all the different hues, colors in this audience. when they put their blood in us, and some of us are light, with hair a little curly, lips a little thinner, nose a little thinner, they make that person think he or she is better than the black one out of which they came. No, we don't talk now. So already you're divided by language. Now you're divided by color. So light-skinned people in a white man's world get better breaks. Look on the TV. You hardly see black. Yeah, well, we looking at you. Yeah, but you ain't got nobody blacker than me. I don't have it here. But you ain't blacker than me here or here. But what I'm suggesting to you is they have divided us along color lines. And the ignorance of our miseducation causes us to follow that kind of stupidity. Now look at what they did in Brazil. They went in, the Portuguese, they produced a lighter skinned person of color. Then the African Brazilian is in one class. The lighter skinned is in another class. And the white is in another class. Everywhere they have gone on this earth, they divide us by color. That's what apartheid was like in South Africa.
Yes, sir.
The blacks, that means your skin is dark. You're in this class. The mulatto or the coloreds, they are like my color. Then you have the Indians, and then you have Chinese and Arabs, and the white is at the top.
Yes, sir.
And everybody wants to feel superior, so the black is pushed all the way down.
Tell the truth. Go ahead, brother.
And right in Jamaica now, you are so ashamed of the blackness of your skin that you are buying bleaching cream to make yourself whiter. You're blonding your eyes, your hair, and bluing up your eyes. You want to be white. That's a sign of mental sickness. You don't like the Rasta with his dreadlocks. He's himself. You should appreciate your brother in the beauty of himself. You think that white woman is the standard of beauty. So a black woman that don't have long hair, well, she go to the shop and buy a little here and a little there. sister. You got your nails on now? The Koreans happy, you know. They say, let's keep giving them more hair. Fix their nails. And you are attractive like that. But you marry a man and he take you home. The wig come off and it's in the drawer. You take off the build-up, you know, and you can get a Brazilian butt, you know. So the man don't know whether to get in the drawer or get in the bed. Now look, in our student enrollment, we were given 10 questions and answers that are called the actual facts. And the first question destroys this color madness. The question is asked, who is the original man? Now when you look at the origin, that's the first out of which came the rest. Look. The Bible in Genesis and in Acts says, God has made of one blood all nations of men to dwell on all the face of the earth. But you didn't know what that one blood was. See? Who is the original man and woman from which all other races came into existence? This ain't racism. This is fact. You know, there was a white anthropologist. His name was Dr. Leakey. And he wanted to find the origin of humanity. He passed by Europe, but he landed in Africa. And he found the bones of a black man that he called Zinjanthropus. Zinj meaning black, Anthropus meaning man. He was 750,000 years old and he had a daddy. So they kept going back and then they found bones that would be in the millions and millions of years. And right to this day, they have not found the origin of the black man. There's no stone that can show you he came from here. No part of the earth that he came from here. When you find God, that is the place of origin of the original man. From one blood. So black is not a color. Black is the essence from which color comes. You want to try it out? Get two white people, put them in a room, and tell them make a baby. See what color the baby. Maybe one will come out a little darker than the other, but they're all white. They ain't coming out looking like you. That's the point. They cannot produce yellow, They cannot produce brown, and they sure cannot produce red or black. Now that's not hate. Now why must I say that? Because black people, all our lives, our colonial and slave masters have taught us that they found us in Africa swinging from trees, and we ought to be happy that they brought us to America or to the Caribbean and civilized us. And some of you are dumb enough to believe that. Africa gave civilization to the entire world, and the white man is the recipient of African knowledge. Give me a few more minutes. Once we can destroy the color scene. See, race has a beginning. I have never seen a race that was without end. So when you have a race, it has a beginning. When you have a race, it has an ending. The original people began from the originator. So white people, you know, they want to celebrate Columbus and all of that. But we have to get away from the mentality that they were first. And if they are not first, the question should be in our minds, how did they become the masters of all of the people of the earth? I think that's a legitimate question. Have you ever heard this axiom? Two things cannot occupy the same space at the same time. If a new people are coming on our planet to rule, we would have to go to sleep in order for them to rule, because they cannot rule an awakened black man or woman. And that is, listen to me good, and that is why they keep you ignorant, so that nobody can come to wake you up, because when you wake up, the end of their rule has come. So anybody that can wake you up is a dangerous person to white supremacy. Now, Brother Commission spoke to us about going to Durban, talking about crimes against humanity. And we have wondered, why would America walk out when it's so evident that the slave trade was a crime against humanity? Not only did America walk out, England walked out, Europeans walked out. We're not talking about no reparation. Did you know that when Toussaint Louverture, Dessalines, Christophe won freedom by defeating the army of Napoleon and became the first black republic on the earth? Did you know that relations with trade and commerce, etc. But France, backed by America, France accused Haiti and made Haiti to pay reparations. Are you listening to me? What are you paying France for? France said, you took my property. Listen good now. Blacks were considered the property of the slave master. That is where their law of jurisprudence gets its root. It's about ownership of property and putting laws in place to protect the ownership of your property. So since Toussaint took away from them their prized property, and the property was no longer cutting cane and raising cotton and whatnot for France, France made Haiti pay, backed by America, reparations. You all know that, right? What was the fee? It was about $150 million in gold, which is about $21 billion in today's money. They ruined the Haitian economy, and they would not let Haiti as a nation rise. Now, some of you in the Caribbean, you don't want Haitians in your country. Where did that come from? Did you hear the sister who teaches and trains the women? She's from Haiti. We couldn't have had a better teacher of the women than my Haitian sister. And she finds among us, we're not looking at the fact that she was born in Haiti. We're looking at the brilliance of her mind to lift us from where we were to where we are. We all owe a debt of gratitude to Haiti. Now, listen. Bring that map back. Don't take it away. I ain't through pointing yet. Just bear with me. This is a class. Now, I'm almost where I want to go. Now, when Christopher Columbus got misdirected and found his way to this island called, at that time he named it Hispaniola. That island now is divided. On one side it's French, and the other side it's Spanish. And they're not getting along well. You hear me? The Haitian side is the black side. Jamaican side is the brown side with some black in there because we're the root of you too. Now, if these two could solve their problems, between the two, they are the most populous island in the whole of the Caribbean. The two of them united. The wealth of both would become the wealth of all. The resources under their feet would belong to all. And the development of all of that would be beneficial to all. But the enemy keeps us divided, and he wins and we lose. Honduras and Belize. Is there a problem there? Is it a problem? Guatemala. And who? Belize. Hasn't been solved yet, has it? And all of you are Christians. How could you be a Christian and have a problem with your brother or sister Christian and the Spirit of Christ not be present to help you solve your problem? Something is wrong with that picture. You ready for this next step? When you talk about reparations, you can't leave the Pope out. I have to go there. Say, well, who are you to talk to the Pope? Just listen and you'll see. There was something in the Catholic Church called the Papal Bulls, B-U-L-L-S, authorizing slavery. It's a type of letter, patent, or charter issued by a pope of the Catholic Church. It is named after the lead seal bulla that was appended to the end of a communication in order to authenticate it. The Catholic Church in 1452, Pope Nicholas V issued a papal bull called Dum Diversas that granted Portugal and Spain full and free permission to invade, search out, capture, and subjugate unbelievers and enemies of Christ wherever they may be, and to reduce their persons into perpetual slavery. This was taken at the time, and it still is today, as a fulsome endorsement of the enslavement of the Americas. One more. The Roman Pontiff is a papal bull written in 1455 by Nicholas V to King Alfonso of Portugal. As a follow-up to the Dum Diversas, it confirmed to the crown of Portugal dominion over all lands south of Cape Bojador in Africa, along with encouraging the seizure of the lands of Saracen Turks and non-Christians. It repeated the earlier bull's permission for the enslavement of such people. So when we are asking for reparations, we can't leave the church out. So the insult to us that says we whites are the same, instead of giving us anything, you give a half-hearted apology and then put up some kind of plaque or a sign. Now listen to this. This is why in Durban, South Africa, at the World Conference Against Racism, they could not bring themselves to admit that the transatlantic slave trade was a crime against humanity. Because according to what they believe and what they teach, they never believed that we were in fact human beings on the same level as white people. That's why to get them to admit that the transatlantic slave trade was a crime against humanity, they walked out because at that time period they never saw us as human beings. Now look, now we got to bring them to the bar of justice. Now listen to this. There's a Christian and Jewish view of black people. Go ahead, brother. And this started from a Jewish rabbi. Yes, sir. And this is written in the Talmud. Yes. That we are the children of Ham. Cursed black by God to be slaves of white people. Jewish rabbis actually altered the prophecies of the Bible, reinterpreting the story of Noah to make it appear that God cursed all black people. And that's why in most countries on earth, they look at black people with disdain. Now, those of you who think I'm anti-Semitic, and you put it in your paper, it's a shame that Farrakhan is coming and he's going to upset our Jewish brethren. That's what the paper said. You know, I tell you, I just have to excuse you. But there'll come a time when you won't be excused. Because you are accusing me without any knowledge of me.
You know, we just play a portion of the speech given by Louis Farrakhan at the National Arena Sunday, celebrating the 90th anniversary of the Million Man March. Well, you know, so if we start play the rest side, it now got done at 2 o'clock. And Matrix there, Matrix say, the reason why I'm coming out so early is because him know if him there and me harder listen, him now go come. Well, we get a chance to take it where you're here already. Until next week, we play the rest. Serious thing. Whole heap of things the man touch pan. Whole heap of things him touch pan. Believe you me. The message is right. This is the cutting edge on IRFM.